this Draymond, Charles Barkley, Austin Reeves drama in light of this humility conversation, because I watched it in real time when Draymond, he tried to get off this joke because Barkley was basically saying, y'all too old to win championships. You're 37 years old. Championships for young people. Like basically the dynasty's over.
And what Dre said?
He said, I'm just right now. We're just trying not to look like Charles Barkley in the Houston Rockets jersey. And I think he thought that joke was going to get off, and everybody would laugh. Nobody laughed.
Not a soul.
It was awkward as fuck. And then
that's funny, but
it's funny.
It's funny if it's funny.
Why didn't nobody laugh?
That shit was not really funny.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
Why? It's not really funny.
Why? Explain it to the girl, guys.
It's not funny. It's not funny because Draymond Green, if he had a genie in a bottle, would wish
he was
to have Charles Barkley's worst numbers.
Okay. Yes.
So he brought up Houston. Barkley averaged
16, 12, and 4.
Yes.
But he was down for Barkley.
Yes.
Right.
If Draymond Green averaged that, it would be the best numbers of his career.
I get it. Okay.
Easily.
Yeah, it was no way. Yeah, he wasn't the one that threw,
And they went to the
that
Western
shot.
So that's when they take that conversation to what ring culture is doing to some people, because Draymond is accomplished and he's got all of the rings.
Yeah.
That shouldn't give him the ability to speak to Charles Barkley like
audacity.
that. If you know about Charles Barkley, but this don't start at Charles Barkley.
See, my only
it
problem
starts
with
at
that-
Austin Rivers.
But can I ask you one more question, y'all? Is that from ignorance, or he's just not thinking?
No, he's one of the smartest in the game.
No, he knows.
And this is my thing is that Charles shot at him first, so that was a clap back.
Right.
That's why I think it's
Right.
funny. I think it's fair game. But
Okay.
with that being said, he can't hold Charles Barkley's shoes.
Right.
But that's part of the humility
But that's
of
a
Barkley.
down for Barkley when he was on the Rockets.
Yeah,
So
to me,
it
that's
is a jab at Barkley then, for sure.
for sure.
It's just he ain't got no business saying.
Now, if he was making it a fat joke how he looked in the jersey, I'd say fine.
right.
And I thought
I'm all for fat jokes.
I actually thought that's kind of where he was going with it, but it became like your career kind of joke. But to me, part of that is because on that show, Barkley he is the butt of the joke. He's like the old angry fat guy that never won a ring.
Skinny now.
True. For hard work and exercise.
It's just that's the one thing that they have over him that they can constantly go to.
But this new generation of kids that don't always look at the clips and the highlights might forget Charles Barkley was different.
Yeah.
And
Brown mound and rebound.
And other than take Shaq off the table for a minute, but everybody else up there be up at that desk can't.
You can't take Shaq off the table. His career don't compare to Shaq.
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of Shaq can clown. Shaq can clown him, but what I'm saying is the people, sometimes when a leader clowns, the audience watches and then they start doing that shit. They forget that they not
What
him.
Monty keeps saying about.
Oh, we see that up here.
Oh, that was a sub at you. And so audience, don't forget Charles Barkley is one of the greatest to ever do this. He retired, maybe the best player in his position ever.
But
at the time of his
again,
retirement.
this didn't start at Charles Barkley.
Sorry. I'll go back to the root. Sorry.
Austin Rivers. Actually, Draymond said what he had to say on his podcast about Steve Kerr. He said Steve Kerr is one of the best coaches ever.
Yeah.
And as much as he's helped my career, sometimes when I'm home, I can't help but to think that he may have hindered my career also. So that was a big talking point in sports world.
Okay.
And Austin Rivers saw it, and he commented.
I think it's fair. It's weird to publicly say, but carry on. Sorry.
But Austin Rivers
this shit
didn't.
is weird to
Austin
publicly
Rivers
say.
didn't.
He didn't diss him.
He didn't diss him. He just said, I think I disagree with that statement, but Draymond is a Hall of Famer and yada, 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 but Steve Kerr helped his career, yada, yada, yada. And then Draymond clapped back at him. Let me find the Draymond clap back. Where is it? Oh, no, this is when Austin went crazy. Let's see. Here's Draymond.
Because quite honestly, I don't like to get in these back and forths because quite honestly, guys that you usually get into the back and forths with, they become back and forths because it's like one of them like severely tips something this way,
See,
and
back
the
to
other
popping
just like kind of so far down that it kind of pulls you back a little bit. And so speaking of Austin Rivers, I saw he said he's bewildered and it's ridiculous of what I said. And I just find it interesting that a guy who was the 10th pick in my draft, I was 35, who's on his second act, still on act 1, he goes, Draymond, never been a scorer. Austin, you and I averaged the same amount of points in high school. I say high school because that's when you were at your best. And then in college, he was still good. He was very featured at Duke because NBA careers, should he really talk about my NBA career? I'm still with my first team. He was gone from his first team in 2 years. The guy received the biggest bailout in in U.S. history prior to President Trump bailing out the airlines when his dad gave him, I don't like to get in the dollars. And I tell him I had to die. I pray that I can give DJ $200 million or give Deuce $250 million. I pray that I can do that one day. I love how people just go take the 15 seconds that they want to take and make it a headline. But I really enjoyed watching Austin Rivers be bewildered.
Nobody thought that what Austin Rivers said even warranted all of that.
Because it didn't.
But sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for.
I mean, and sometimes you got a little something for. I don't like you already. You
a lot of NBA players don't like you.
You went and said some. I've been waiting for you to say my name so I can get this shit off anyway. Bro,
you are the luckiest basketball player I think I've ever seen, especially in modern day history. Let's talk about that.
It's Austin Rivers' reply
to a franchise with a Hall of Fame front office, Bob Myers, Hall of Fame coach Steve Kerr, the greatest shooter of all time, and perhaps the top 5 player of all time, Steph Curry, Hall of Famer. One of the greatest shooters, top 5 shooter of all time, another Hall of Famer, Klay Thompson. The Swiss Army knife himself, the guy who could do a little bit of everything on the floor, Andre Iguodala, another Hall of Famer. I know, keep up, it's a lot of talent. Not to mention one of the most lethal scorers of all time and arguably a top 10 player of all time, Kevin Durant. The same guy you chased off because of this, your mouth. You talk too much.
I don't like
and that's not even counting the plethora of talent around those guys. The Sean Livingstons, the Barbosas,
the Bogans. I don't like how Bogan name don't get brought up. But anyway.
Cut it out.
This is loser
You're the backpack jump shooter. You're the guy
Let him talk.
Open. No one guards
Loser
you.
shit.
There are hours and hours and hours of film of just you being left wide open. In fact, anybody can just YouTube or Google or watch any Draymond game ever, and he's open all game. There are clips of you getting a rebound and just driving in a straight line and just getting a wide open layup because everyone's fanning out to guard the actual talent on the team. Talking about Steve Kerr hindered your career. Bro, Steve Kerr made your career. How dare you?
That's loser shit.
Yeah, I don't fuck that.
This is the same kind of people that
I don't think
Points
that's
were
loser
made.
shit at all, yeah.
that's loser shit.
Why?
Because you're knocking the dude's situation that he contributed to. And it was a situation that he maximized.
He says that too on the audio, though. I mean, in fairness, like.
And also back to people that shouldn't say shit about somebody else. You, Austin Rivers, cannot say shit about Draymond Green in the same way that Draymond Green can't say shit about Charles Barkley.
I mean,
I disagree.
Okay.
Part of it is, I think, for me,
He ain't about to be on no lists, no
Greatest
Hall of
of nothing
Fames,
ever.
no nothing.
Nothing.
Shut the fuck up.
He was commenting on.
But where I disagree with y'all is he was shutting the fuck up. He didn't start smoke with Draymond,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
he would never. He was on his talk show, and that was the talking point. Hey, do you think that what Draymond said about Steve Kerr was out of bounds? He answered it. He did not disrespect the man.
Okay.
He said he was. That's what I'm saying. It felt like Draymond did way overkill. So then Austin came back with more overkill.
But his overkill is false. I mean, not false, but it's invalid.
And you said
It's not
something. You rolled something that he said.
Bro, you can't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He didn't.
No, I won't.
Listen, one, basketball is highly political. So Austin Rivers is nice. We're not going to just make it seem like he a mutt.
Exactly.
He's nice. And a lot of times in the NBA, especially for guards, the political shit will swoop you up. That's number one.
He should have good politics. His dad is a legend.
That don't mean that. That could work against them depending on what political circles you're talking to.
Okay.
That's
Sounds like
number
more
one.
excuses.
Number two, what we do up here sometimes is say that, if you didn't reach a certain level, then you cannot speak on shit. We do that for a living. We speak on people's business for a living. And sometimes our opinions may not be revered because we haven't done it. That's like another producer could say Parks could shut the fuck up because he has not.
He has the right to.
He can say that.
And he has the right to do that.
Can I finish, please? No, that's not true. Parks could be right in what he's saying in his assessment, but because Parks is not as decorated as that person does not mean that Parks' opinion is not valid.
Okay.
That's not, the two things are not a correlation. So Austin Rivers can speak on, I've been around basketball for the last 30 years from my father's perspectives. I watch basketball with me and my brother, whatever the case may be, and I have an opinion. That don't mean his opinion is not valid because he hasn't accomplished what Charles Barkley has accomplished.
He has a right to speak, and his opinion is valid, but he's wrong. If Draymond Green was so worthless,
he never said he was worthless.
I don't think
whatever. If he was minimizing his role in the fucking Golden State Warriors. If that was not valid, you would go get a guy that can average 8 points for no money.
No Joe Budden.